pharmacy, asked the lady about it, and and anytime you look at it, it looks awful, but it actually started looking a lot better than how it was, and I resisted scratching it, although that's hard to do. And when she saw it, she said, I think you need to go get on some antibiotics and steroids for this. So she sent me to the Walgreens clinic, and they actually gave me some. But I'm always having this, I'm saying all that to say, I got on the steroids to try to help that heal, although I thought it was doing a lot better. But I have a hip problem and knee and joint problems sometimes, and those steroids really have relieved a lot of pain. You know, and I've been able to do some things that I hadn't been able to do in a long time. So I've been in a very unique comfort level just because I was on that for another reason.
All right, Dr.
Hello, Dr. Haney.
Remember one summer I had like some kind of hive or something?
Yeah.
They put me on steroids.
Yeah.
All kinds of stuff. I don't know, but the stuff made me feel so weak.
Hey, y'all did
I
it?
couldn't even wake up.
Wow.
Get out of bed.
Yeah.
Okay,
Good to see you. All righty.
Good seeing you.
So I know you wouldn't remember, I saw one of your students yesterday from a long time ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, her name is Larisha. You probably wouldn't remember. I know you had so many. Larisha. She's from here, but
She's from Nashville?
yeah, she's from
Now, how
Nashville.
did you see? I mean,
I don't know, out the blue, two of them, when they were my students too, they called and said, hey, let's meet at the Y and do a workout. When can we work out? Okay. So I met them down. I just mentioned, I said, yeah, I want to be on a program tomorrow. Dr. Haney. Dr. Haney? Yeah, I had him in my class. They said, yeah, he was a hard teacher. Yeah. but it was something that she said that you told me, she was a freshman, sophomore, about getting an insurance policy. And she said, I remember that. And she said she did it. She said, I never read it. Dr. Haney told us to do that.
All right. Well, let's see now. This is our, this is the, let's see, mass communications and personal human development. Mass is that
the impact.
Impact of mass communication on personal human.
Yeah. Personality and
human development. Okay, yeah, that's I sort of got that down in.
Yeah, it seemed like your granddaughter touched on some of that too.
Impact of mass communications on personal and human development. Okay, very good. And you ready to deal with that?
I'm ready.
Okay, very good. This is the last show.
I know your granddaughter's habit. I've been in for 5 services.
Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is the impact of mass communications on personal and human development. And we're fortunate to have with us to talk about the impact of mass communications on personal development, Dr. EKSanford from Tennessee State University. And of course, Dr. Sanford, let me welcome you to the show this morning. And I think our audience will know you because you've been with us on so many occasions. But just the same, there might be that one or two individuals who might not know you. And so let's take this opportunity to give you an opportunity to give us some information in reference to your background, your experiences, and some of the things that you found to be important in your life. And then we can get into the impact of mass communications on personal and human development.
And thank you again for having me. I am Dr. EKSanford. I'm a professor of sociology at Tennessee State University. And I knew you as you were a professor there, and I've been there now about 20 years. I did my postdoc degree at the Penn State University and it was for NIMH, National Institute of Mental Health Fellowship. And I was dealing with gerontology there, studying the aging process. And I taught there as well. And from there, I went to the University of Montana in Missoula, Montana, where I was Director of African American Studies. And I was there for about 6 years. a position came open then at that time to be the department chairperson at Austin Peay State University, where I went there and stayed for a few years and felt very fortunate to be able to have a position that I went to at Tennessee State University. I did my doctorate degree at Howard University in Washington, D.C. Very fortunate to be there, and I dealt with the homeless elderly on my dissertation topic while I was there, as well as worked with the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement Executives, as well as a very important project while I was there with the D.C. Superior Court on mediation programs, and that was a very wonderful experience. I would also like to say, since we're dealing with mass communication today, I was also in radio program while I was there. I ran a talk show program overnight while I was in that area. But I want to move very briefly to say, while I was working on my master's degree in reference to what our topic is today, I had a course at University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill under Dr. Gerard Linsky. He was a two-time president of the American Sociological Association, and his entire research was related to human development, looking at phenomena from an earlier period to the present, which I'm hoping to touch on today.
Very good. And of course, before we do, what we have to do here is that we'll take our first commercial break in a couple of minutes, and then we'll be able to get into mass communications. But what really would you say, in reference to mass communications and personal development, what really inspired you to want to talk about something like that?
Well, you know, it's horrific that so coincidental that things happen in our world today that we're so impacted by mass media, technology, telecommunication, that individuals that are in cyberspace, on Facebook, or how they're getting there and receiving their information is impacting their thinking processes. And as a result of that, they might come to some conclusion to act out in a certain way based on the impact of some type of form of technology. So I had that interest as you contacted me about a topic today, that given the horrific issue that happened in Orlando, and I know we may be dated, but one of the worst problems of mass killings that has happened in the United States of America, and then what is influencing people to go out and to act in those types of ways. So I thought in terms of understanding how is mass communication can be very positive within our postmodernist society in which we're living in today, but there are also a lot of negative types of problems that goes along with the development of mass communication, telecommunication, computer, being able to have information so rapid that's flowing in our society today.
And so, in other words, what we're saying here is that Facebook and Twitter and all of these sites, websites, have quite a bit to do with our own personal human development.
Absolutely, yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. And how we can, even more than that, be influenced by how we might come up within the structure of a family that is very positive. We may come up within a structure of religion that is very positive, but the influence of the institution of mass communication can influence those two other institutions to the point that a person may make a decision to do something that is deviant or incorrect.
Even though his upbringing might have been somewhat different, but since he became involved in that kind of activity, the results might be different than anticipated. Is that what we're saying?
Absolutely, that's exactly what we're saying.
And so what we'll do, we'll have our first commercial break, and we'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break.